What's your biggest pet peeve when it comes on to men in modern dating?
My biggest ick is that men feel like they're entitled to sex.
Them being entitled in general and expecting things from females when I don't think it's, yeah.
So, do you think that men should have to work for sex?
I don't think it's working for sex because So I think that the metaphor of working for sex is you putting labor to sex and then you taking the autonomy away from women.
Right.
And I think that if men were better men, women would want to put out more.
Right.
If
Well,
that
also,
makes
like,
sense.
you shouldn't look at sex as being like a prize. It's more so like I'm in love with you, you're in love with
It's
me.
a bond.
Like, yeah, it's a bond. You're sharing your body with somebody. It's not something that you work towards. It's more so like I want to be this physically close with you. You know what I mean? Like.
But I mean, have you never had sex with a guy who you weren't in love with?
I haven't.
So every guy that you've slept with, you've been head over heels in love with them.
I've only had sex with one
I have
guy,
to say
so
that
yeah.
is true.
Unfortunately,
That is true for her.
For you?
Yeah, for me.
So you lost your virginity to your first love. How about you?
I also lost my virginity to my first love, but
But-
I don't believe that you have to be in love to have sex, no. But I think that you do need to treat whoever you are having sex with respect. And so that's even letting them know if you have other sexual partners so that they can get tested regularly so that they feel safe.
Okay.
That's letting them know that you're talking to somebody. And that's okay that you're talking to somebody, especially if we're just having sex. But like, let me know so that I can make an informed decision on whether I want to continue to fuck with you or not.
So in what ways do you feel like men feel like they're entitled when it comes on to sex?
Did you just see that video where that man flew that girl out and he kept saying that he like spent money on her so that he feels entitled to sex? But anywhere between that like initial talking and then the flued out point or the dinner, you can change your mind. And I think that people need to be okay with you changing your mind more and being able to make an informed decision on who you're having sex with or who you're talking to or dating, just so that everybody in that sense can feel safe.
So you're saying you and I could agree to go on a date with...
Yeah, I got a boyfriend, he over there.
Well, I'm giving you a hypothetical situation.
Okay, we'll take some hypotheticals.
Right? So you and I, but good response. So if you and I were to agree to go out on a date and we both had intentions of sleeping with each other, but somewhere along the lines of that date, maybe you did something that I didn't like or vice versa, then we should be able to say fuck it.
Yes.
Right.
I guess the difference is
It shouldn't be expected of us.
when a guy does those things, it's a lot more monetary and more, I guess, at risk up front because he's spending his hard-earned money
And that's
on a
totally
chick
fine.
that he's looking to invest in.
And
It's a bigger investment.
And that's totally fine, but if your investment is just
Sex.
in lieu
Like,
of getting
yeah.
sex, then you don't really care about actually forming a relationship or any type of bond with me. And a lot of women are looking for that bond to have sex, and some women are not, and that's okay too. But we have to understand that giving people all the information ahead of time will help them make that decision. You can't just be like, oh, I want to have sex with you, I pay this much money, so like now I'm putting a price tag on your puss.
Right.
Nobody likes that. A woman is going to respect that from a man. What we're going to respect is you saying, okay, well, maybe you don't want to do it with me now. That's
Right.
totally fine. I respect your decision. Maybe we can work towards that. And even if we don't, we could still be friends. A lot of men have a problem with being friends without having that other connection to you.
So why do you think some women treat sex like a reward?
Sometimes it is a reward. Sometimes
I mean, it should be like your body is your temple at the end of the day, and like if you get the opportunity to share that moment with somebody, then I mean, it can be seen as. I don't think it should be seen as a reward, though.
Isn't it an equal value exchange?
I think it is.
Yeah,
an equal
it
value
110% is.
exchange.
Like we just said, it shouldn't be seen as a reward.
I think that sometimes, like, if you haven't had sex in a while and you're like, oh, congratulations on something I did, and you ended up having sex with someone random, that's completely okay and that's completely different as long as everybody's safe and nobody's like taking advantage of the other person. I think that that's totally fine. Where we come to the difference is where that reward is seen as like a monetary gain.
Thanks again for watching, guys, for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. But I just wanted to let you know that we just made a community on locals. So feel free to head on over there at thedesirabletruth.locals.com to support the channel further and also get access to behind-the-scenes content, perks, Q&A sessions, and so much more.
A lot of men feel like women are their prize to hold on to, and they don't respect them in that. They treat them like property and not like someone who is going to build a relationship with them and build a future with them. And that's where I feel like that collide kind of happens and that mashup kind of happens, because people aren't saying exactly what they want. People aren't laying out exactly what they want. And I found in some of my situations where if you say exactly what you want, people are more willing or more aware of what they're willing to give to you. Like, it's one thing to be like, hey, I want to have sex with you. Do you want to have sex with me? And then we can have sex. But to be like, I want to take you out on a date, I want to treat you to a nice night, but then invade my personal space, tell me that I owe you sex after that, that's kind of sexual assault, and it's not cool. It's coercion at the end of the day, and that's what a lot of people don't understand.
But do you think if most men were as upfront and honest with most women, that it would actually work?
Yes.
100%.
Yes. And I know, I understand you not thinking that. No, but wait, everybody knows.
Why do you think? No, I'm a man, so I know what it's like to date women.
Yeah.
Right.
I wouldn't say that you have the same experience. Why do you think that if most men were upfront and honest with women, that they would just give it up to them?
It's not about
even
it's
giving
not
it up,
the it's
though.
not the giving it up. It's that informed information that, like, somebody saying that they want to have sex with you and then you're agreeing to have that back. It's not this whole tit for tat. It's not a manipulation at the end of the night with the money, because sometimes money can be a boundary in which you're able to manipulate people with.
Have you ever actually slept with a guy who told you off rip that he wanted to just sleep with you and maybe do something more?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, on more occasions than not, or has that been? So on most occasions of the dudes that you've dealt with in the past, what you're telling me is they've all told you up front, I'm just looking for a fuck buddy.
Yes. Yes.
a lot of times
Before I
females will go for
was
that,
in the relationship that I've been in for 3 years now, I was with someone who we were just friends with benefits, and that's what we left it at. But as soon as I got into something that was more serious, I let them know. It's all about, I think, with human beings in general, and not even just man between female, it's about communication, and that's what most relationships are built on. Communication and comprehension, understanding where the other person is coming from. And if
And
you're
meeting
not
them in
gonna
the middle.
and if you're not willing to
Yeah.
understand that other person, what makes you think that you should even be able to get between their legs?
So we can agree that your situation, we could say that you're the kind of outlier. You're not most women. Right, but so my question is, sure, I did, but this is my question: if you're not most women, right, why would guys try something that they know wouldn't have a higher success
They
rate?
don't know
Just to
because
be
they haven't
respectful.
tried it, and it's just to be
Just to be
respectful.
respectful.
I promise you. I promise
We
you
do,
9 times out
but I
of
mean,
10
hold on a second.
Wait,
We got to talk one at a
I'm not
time.
done.
We have to
I'm
talk.
not done.
We
I'm
have to
not
talk
done.
one at a
I'm not
time.
done
We have to
with
talk
my
one at a
answer. I'm
time.
not done with my answer.
And you can hold that thought because I still have something to say.
I was not finished.
So yeah, but I'm gonna let you finish if we can have a conversation. You want to have a conversation? That's why we're here. Okay, so we have to talk one at a time,
We were,
right?
and I was talking.
This is why they give the stigma of black women being extremely masculine, because
Oh, is that
they
where
don't.
we're gonna go?
I'm
Okay,
just saying.
let's go.
Okay, have a good night.
I know that you're drunk. Yeah. Tell me what you want after this club. You know you're nasty. Don't move around in my house, call a taxi.